During World War II, 120,000 Japanese Americans were locked up in government-run camps. About 6 months after those camps were established, the Army came in asking for volunteers to join the American war effort against the Japanese, Germans, and Italians. Many signed up to serve. Len Clements continues his special report this evening with a look at the military service record of the Japanese Americans. Len?
It has been said that there is perhaps no stronger indication of somebody's intent than their actions. And there is perhaps no greater testimonial to the loyalty of the Japanese Americans to this country than the story of how they volunteered from behind barbed wire to fight for the principles of liberty and justice, principles that had been denied to them.
I figured that I had to do something to show that there were loyal people in this camp, and this was one way that I could do it, by volunteering into the service.
Masanoshita left the Gila camp and joined the U.S. Army. Using his foreign language skills, he served in the intelligence service, interrogating captured Japanese prisoners of war. He was a member of a group known as Nisei, an American of Japanese ancestry.
There's a statement that has been attributed to General MacArthur, and that is that the work done by the young Nisei during World War II in the field of intelligence shortened the war by 2 years and saved 1 million lives. And I believe that, by the way.
Robert Fair retired from the Army as a 3-star general. He served with the Nisei in Army intelligence during World War II.
Their work in capturing maps and being able to interrogate Japanese prisoners of war was a major point in our winning World War II.
About 33,000 Japanese Americans served in U.S. Armed Forces during World War II. Roughly half of them served in the Pacific, the other half in Europe. It was in Italy and France that the famed 442nd Unit would prove themselves. Their motto was "Go for broke," a Hawaiian crapshooter's term for "give it all you've got." The 442nd went on to become the most decorated unit in U.S. military history. Another record of theirs is that no one ever deserted or went AWOL from the 442nd, except to leave the hospital to get back to the front.
I was ready to go. I wanted to go. And I had asked the doctor as they made the rounds a couple of times, I says, I got to go back to the outfit. And all they would say, look, soldier, don't get excited. What do you want to do, go get killed? But it's not that you're going to go back to get killed. You know, I just wanted to go back to the outfit, so I finally went AWOL again.
In the summer of 1944, the 442nd advanced 50 miles through Nazi-occupied Italy in 4 days, liberating 11 towns along the way. German soldiers were surprised to be captured by Japanese-looking Americans. The 442nd's most famous battle was in France, where they came to the rescue of the Lost Battalion, a group of 300 soldiers who had been surrounded for a week. But their heroic effort was not without its price. They suffered a greater number of dead and wounded than the number of troops saved. By the end of the war, they had suffered more than 9,000 casualties, giving them a higher casualty rate than any other unit in U.S. Army history. Notice of a son's death was delivered to the parents being held behind barbed wire here in the United States. Upon their return to the mainland, the 442nd was given a reception in Washington by President Truman.
You fought not only the enemy, but you fought prejudice, and you've won. Keep up that fight, and we'll continue to win.
With a maximum strength of 4,500 men, the 442nd received more than 18,000 individual decorations, including 9,486 Purple Hearts and 5,200 Bronze Stars. Their record goes unparalleled in United States military history.
The men of the 442nd who I've met and become very friendly with have told me they don't want to be remembered as heroes or as great men or as men who helped to win a great war, a war against fascism and totalitarianism. They would like to be remembered as good Americans, and that they would like their children to have the blessings of liberty and never have to suffer what they had to suffer as human beings. They wouldn't like their children or any other American to ever go through that kind of a crisis or that kind of evacuation again.
Many Japanese Americans volunteered for military service. Another group went to the other extreme in response to being locked up without a trial and without charges. They renounced their American citizenship. Their story coming up tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Bill?
Thank you, Len. Extremely interesting.